Good morning. Today is April 12th, day 2025, day 3 of recording what I do every day. So last night was actually bad. So after I stopped recording, I did my meditation and then I had like hesitation to do my journaling. I'm not really sure why, but I spent like 15 minutes just looking at my email, which had nothing in it, and reading like an article instead of doing what I actually had to do. So I had to cut down that time between thought and action. But I just want to be transparent that like I messed up, but it's all right. I ended up trying to go to bed at 11:15, but it took me 45 minutes to fall asleep. And then in the middle of the night, I woke up for an hour and just could not go back to bed. I ended up getting 7 hours and 52 minutes of sleep, so that's good. But it's already 9 o'clock, which messed up my plan. I was planning to wake up hopefully around 7, and then I could get my editing in, breakfast, gym, come home. I usually take a little bit of time in between coming home and then juggling. But now I think I'm just going to do editing after the juggling. So I feel like I just lost 2 hours in the day, but it's okay. Gonna try to maximize the time that I do have left, but just wanted to open up the day, give y'all a little understanding of what I'm doing. Also, I want to mention is that I've officially finished my last full week of school. And what I mean by that is having class Monday through Friday. Next week we have spring break, and then the week after that we have Monday off because it's Easter. The following week is like the week before exams. So a lot of my classes, I think I only have class 3 days that week, and then the Thursday, Friday I have off. And then after that, I just have like scattered classes for taking my finals. So it's like a really starting to set in on me that like I'm actually almost done with school and have to lock in. So made breakfast, looks absolutely beautiful with pineapple juice. Finished breakfast, took my clothes out of the laundry, got them drying. Now I'm about to go to the gym. I saw this thing I want to talk about. I was watching videos to see what exercise I was going to do for my gym workout. And I saw on my recommended, this guy had a video, said vibe coding to every day until 100K. So I had like 17K likes. And at first I thought like, wow, that would be really cool to have that like audience. But then I thought about it again, and that kind of like ties me to vibe coding. And that's not really what I want to like kind of be known for. This like channel is more of like a day in the life, not like I'm an AI person or I'm a soccer person. It's just kind of like what it takes to be successful in kind of any endeavor. And I'm trying to show you general rules / principles that someone could apply to their life to where they could achieve success as defined by them. I mean, vibe coding is something that I'm doing, but it's not something that I want to be like known for. So I just want to like talk about that and kind of explain. I don't even know what I want to explain, but just not tie myself to one thing. Allow myself to have the options to do anything, because now if they want to make a video about something else, they're kind of tied to building apps and doing that. But I kind of have the freedom to just kind of show you like my life instead of just one aspect of my life, whether that is soccer or building the business. So just want to talk about that.
Here's a little montage of me working out. I decided to cut the sound because I feel like it's kind of weird. This is the second freakiest part of my workout right now, so please don't judge me too hard, but just trying to get that hip mobility and stuff. You're about to see the second most freaky part. So this is just incline bench, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of neck work after, but it's just like the angle and what I'm doing movement wise that just looks a little bit weird. So here it is. The workout was actually pretty good. Today was a full body, well, it was yesterday, but it was a full body day. So I had 4 different sets with some within each set there would be like 2 or 3 exercises. So this was my second set of the upper body. It went lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body. Here I'm doing split squat Bulgarians. I have about 80 kg on there right now, but I went up. Usually I pyramid up my weights when I'm doing my sets so that I'm trying to push harder and harder. Here's a little bit of core work, and then I um end the workout with my 10 kilo ball sack to do some dips.
Just got back from the gym. Had a few realizations while I was there. One was with how I'm recording these videos. I want to do a lot more. I feel like I'm right now doing a lot of tell and not really show. At least yesterday, maybe the day before, I did a lot more of the time lapses of me working or doing something. But me just telling you what I'm doing doesn't actually show you like what it actually takes. I could just be telling you this, and then I could just be go and doing literally whatever I want. So I want to do a lot more of showing. So that means when I'm actually doing work, I'm recording myself doing a time lapse, and then usually it's going to be me like talking over it. Typically the next day of things that I thought about the day, or just stump whatever's on top of my mind. So there's that. And then also I was thinking again about the content in terms of don't actually watch Sam Sulik. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's like a gym person, his videos, but people have said that his videos are very like not flashy in the sense that he just records himself talking and then he does his stuff. That's more so the style that I want to have, but especially when I'm doing something, I noticed this yesterday when I was juggling, having like me recording myself, I tend to focus a little bit too much on recording and not actually what I'm doing. When I'm juggling, it's very easy for me to get into the flow state, but I could tell when I was recording, I was worried about, oh, do these touches look good? And then I decided I would just take a few touches just so I could show you, and then I would turn the camera off so I could focus on the actual juggling that was at hand. So that's what I'm going to do for juggling going forward in the future. Working out is not not a big problem for me. Maybe it's because I've been recording my videos while I've been working out for a long time. I have a trainer who gives me workouts, and then I send him videos of the last set that I do to make sure my form and everything is great. So there's that. Then the final thing I wanted to touch back on was the view count. I talked about how the person said vibe coding until they make $100,000 and how he had like 17K views. I'm not looking for views. I'm looking for me in like 10 years to be able to look back on this video. So my goal target for each video is 1 view in 10 years. So I don't know, just like telling myself, I kind of have to continue to tell myself like it's not important. Just continue to record, continue to do what you're doing, and hopefully you'll get there in the end. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna now watch the end of the Barcelona Atletico Madrid game that I was watching, and then after that I'm gonna do my juggling. I'm gonna eat lunch. Following that, I'm gonna watch the first half, if available, of the Barcelona Dortmund game that just happened, the Champions League game where Barcelona won 4-0. I'm gonna try to study Pedri because I think he's really good. He's really good at changing speeds where he'll be jogging around, and then when he gets on the ball or a few touches into the ball, he'll change into a sprint, and it just leaves defenders in the dust. He's so fluid with his dribbling movement, so I'm trying to see if there's anything that I can take while watching him away. Then the rest of the day is going to be spent coding, working on the business, and then I have to make dinner eventually, which I'll probably meal prep a few meals in advance so I don't have to take as much time in the future. But that's the plan for the rest of the day. I'll probably get a few videos of me juggling. I don't think I'm going to do the video of me just watching the first part of the game, maybe the second part. But because the end of the Atletico Madrid game is like 10 minutes left, so it's not even that much. But just trying to squeeze in as much as I can every day. Actually, I completely forgot. I have to edit after lunch, and then I have the rest of the day to work on the coding.
Here's my juggling for today. So the first video was just a sped up version of a few little touches, and then the second part of the video, which is going to cut now, was supposed to be the time lapse of the entire thing. I didn't realize this while I was recording, but I completely messed up the angle. So in the future, I'm gonna try to do this a lot better so you can actually see. But I just wanted to get the point across. I think I talked about this in the video after that. I'm gonna be messing up a lot, especially right now, because I am not new, but I'm at the worst. Hopefully, I'm at the worst that I'll ever be again. So in the future, I just want to continue to try to do this every single day, so I continue to get better and better. But here it is. I'll have better angles in the future.
Just finished juggling. You'll see a little bit of that. I decided actually after my first variation that I was gonna put on a time lapse and just let it be. Originally, what I did yesterday, I took a video of a few seconds and then I would stop it, but that made me prone. I talked about this before, but this made me prone to like caring too much about the video. But putting a time lapse, not really caring about the video after that, like hopefully the angle is good, but also it was a little bit of like fear of like, oh, people are gonna see me juggling and they're gonna judge me for failing a lot. But I mean, that's really what I'm trying to show is like what I'm currently at, like how I'm not where I want to be, but how I'm going to keep doing this every single day. And then maybe over the course of a few years, I'll like look at the differences in my juggling from today to then. So that's just kind of how it is in soccer and in business. Like I'm going to have to be comfortable failing a lot. So if I'm not, and if I want to be authentic in these videos, I'm going to have to be comfortable showing that on camera about me like failing and stuff. So that's just a little bit about that. Now I have lunch and I'm gonna edit the video. I started from yesterday, so April 11th, started uploading the videos from my phone to my laptop, and then that should take about, hopefully it'll take a little bit shorter than yesterday, so about an hour and a half. And then I think I'm gonna watch the first half of the Borussia Dortmund Barca game. For anyone who wants to watch Barcelona games, not live, but like games that have already happened, Barca 1 has, at least in Spain, because there's another website called Footballia, I think, and they have almost every single historic game. But Barca 1 has every single Champions League game from 2014, 2015 when they won up to now, and then they have a bunch of La Liga games. So if you ever want to watch like a full match or even the highlights, easy way to access them, because sometimes getting those games is a little bit hard, but trying to put y'all on. In the like juggling video, you'll see me like take breaks and like write. I have a little journal that I write all my soccer stuff in. So I pause the time when that happens, and then I write down like how much time it took me to get to my target, and then any notes I have about the session, like how I was feeling or anything. So that's just kind of explaining that. That's just about it for right now. I'll have a time lapse of me recording, eating and recording, maybe split into two, because I do a lot of work on the couch, but I might not eat on the couch. I might eat at the dining room table. So just trying to show a lot more of doing rather than just telling.
It's crazy that you can have an entire like 4 hour time lapse in 26 seconds, but that's the power of technology. I'm really enjoying the work that I'm doing right now. Just yeah, it allows me to continue work for hours on end without taking breaks, just because I enjoy it so much. You'll see me go up and get to the bathroom, but for a majority of the time, I'm just sitting there switching positions.
So been a little bit since I recorded. I think the last time I recorded was before I started working. In that time, I think I got I think I started around 2 and then finished around like 5:45. So a good 3 hours and like 45 minutes of work. Started out with editing the video. That went well. I think it took me around an hour and a half to fully edit the video. I recorded more yesterday than I did the first day, so it was more to go through. But I think it ended up well. Got that posted. I saw that I didn't get a single view on my video, and at first I was like, oh, like damn, that sucks. But then I thought about it, and I've been telling myself this, I've been saying this on camera, but my audience is not people right now. My audience is people in 10 years when I'm successful. They're gonna be looking back at these videos to see like what I was doing at this time. So I don't know. I just have to not worry about that and keep doing it and keep going along. After recording the video, I watched a half of Barcelona versus Dortmund. It was the first half. The half ended 1-1. I was mainly watching Pedri, as I said before. I had my notebook where I was taking notes, where I saw either things that he was doing or things that other players were doing on Barcelona, just because they've been so dominant and look so well this season. I want to study like who are the best in the world and try to take little things from them and then try to apply them to my game. After that, I got working on the actual business, so the calendar. I had this prompt yesterday about the all day events. So then I just resumed that task. I didn't actually get anything working, as I said, working on the next part instead of fixing, because I had some functionality issues with the all day events. Trying to, when moving them, they were completely resizing the event. When moving the all day event, instead of moving with the same length, so for example, if the all day event was 3 days, and then moving it over one day, it would shift the start only or the end only. So I decided to try to fix that functionality before moving on to creating the tasks, because I think once I get the task, the task and the sorting algorithm, then I can really start to use it myself and organize my days, because I haven't really been organizing my days properly so far. I've just been doing it myself. I think I got about an hour and a half of that. I'll probably voice over during that montage or time lapse. But that will be tomorrow. I then went to the store, got some chicken to make some. I make these like chicken burritos where I put spinach, onion, chicken, mozzarella cheese, and then I put garlic in it today. I'll see how that is. Usually this meal is pretty good and I love it. I'll have it every few weeks. But I'm gonna finish this up. I think it's around 6:55 right now. I'm gonna spend like this last hour of the day doing some more work on the code. Probably will get another time lapse in after I'm finished eating, of course. And then I'm gonna try to around 8 start doing my Be Your Best, which I haven't talked about, but you'll see what that is. And then meditate and journal, go to bed, try to be asleep by 10 p.m. Then it will be Sunday. So just trying to get work in as much as I can. That's really it.
Just trying to squeeze another hour of work in before I go to bed. I feel like these videos allow me to be a little bit more of an authentic version of myself, because I can show what I really want to do and what I think it takes to be successful at this point in my time. So just doing as much work in the any time that I have.
So my phone died during the last time lapse of me doing the hour of work. I finished the problem I was having, and then I was using Google AI Studio to try to help me design a better UI UX for my calendar, because right now it's just very functional, and if I'm going to ship it, I'm going to be able to do that. And while I'm in between coding, I started getting the tasks, like defining it and understanding the root code, trying to explain what I want, what functionality I want. So that's going to be starting. I think I could get a decent way of that done tomorrow, and then maybe I could start actually using my own app Monday. If I can start using it myself, I have 5 people who I asked would test it. I'm going to send it to them to see if they have any feedback to help make it better. It's going to be very rough, and I'm going to tell them that, but it would just be helpful to get any feedback I can on it. Try to find like what are the main features. I don't have any onboarding yet, so I'm gonna have to define that maybe before I give it to them. So we'll see how that goes. The main thing I wanted to talk about, the actual reason I picked up my phone off the charger to talk about this, was I since my phone died, I couldn't record myself using. I have a Meta Quest that I got during Black Friday, and then I have this application on there called Be Your Best, which is a soccer simulation application. I use it. I try to use it every day, but I've just been slacking a little bit lately, so I haven't been using it. But I used it today for the first time in like a week, and they shipped a new update, the 3.0 version, and it's, oh my god, I was like giddy while doing it. There's only two real differences to the experience of actually in game that I could visibly see. One, passes could now be in the air, which was not a thing before. And it was actually crazy to think about how you just couldn't pass in the air. I'm not sure if I can pass in the air, but the other teammates and other people on the other team when you're defending can pass in the air. It was just like so much better of an enjoyable experience. And the big thing was they had multiple sequences. So before this update, you would scan the field and then get the ball and pass it. But now you can scan the field, get the ball, pass it, and then within the same simulation, you could get the ball back and have like another pass that you should make, and then it gives you feedback based on how good that decision was. That added change is actually so much more realistic to a game because you're not just going to get one-off chances where you get the ball and pass it. Sometimes you're going to have multiple passes between yourself and your teammates. So it's so cool to have like the technology just get so much better, because honestly I had been complaining about it to like my roommates, saying like, oh, it's actually kind of trash. But I understand, especially these VR things, the technology isn't that great and they're very hard to implement, but great change, great update. I'm excited to use it again. When I had been using it, it's just because like I know that getting more reps, getting more simulation would make me a better player. But I feel like the better this technology gets, the more excited I am to use it, because the more realistic it will be in a game. And then I'll have more experience. And when like the time comes, I just think having that experience, having those reps, the same thing with the technical skills of like me juggling and me like dribbling the ball, it will just become like second nature to me, and I'll just make everything better. But that's the end of today. Saturday, April 12th, pretty good day. I have found that these videos have made me less, recording these and like kind of being aware of what I'm doing every day has made me less likely to fall into like either burnout or like distraction. Usually I get into burnout like at the end of Friday going into Saturday, but since it's been a small amount of time, but since recording these, I'm less likely to fall into distraction, which then gets me into like burnout. I think also sleeping more has been very helpful, because at the start of this year, I was only getting 6 hours of sleep, but some days I'm getting almost 8, sometimes 9. Like that's just so much better for my health overall. So I think although it takes away some hours from me working in the day, having consistent less hours, having consistency but less hours in a day is better than going really hard for a few days and then having to take a break because I'm really sleep deprived and I can't focus on the stuff that I'm doing anymore. Although I will say, everything I'm doing, I actually really enjoy. The coding, the soccer, the recording. So I think it's good for me that I don't feel like I'm forced to do any of these things, because then I don't have to take breaks because it's what I do to enjoy. But that's all I have to really say. I think I talked about the video already in terms of views for the future, so I'm probably gonna cut this part out. But I don't know, just focus on one day at a time. And then again, these videos aren't for the audience right now, they're for the audience in 10 years to see what it took during this time period, because success is very different for every single person. Depending on what time, you have to do different things, but there's some principles that could be taken no matter what the time. So hopefully I can convey what is important no matter what time you're watching this, whether this is like years in the future, or I don't know if someone watches the video tomorrow. But don't worry about that. All that matters is that I'm doing everything I can every single day to make sure I it's to make success
not guaranteed, but make it unlikely to not be true. Saturday, April 12th in the books. Good night. Something else that I like about recording every single day is that a lot of times when people film day in the lives, they'll show like the most busy day that they have in the entire decade that they are gonna do. But something about me having to film every single day is that you'll see what I actually do every single day instead of just like a really busy day that I would have once every while. Just a little thought that I had. I want to give a little update of where the calendar was at. So the last time you saw it was actually not working. So I'm just going to you can like move the time and then you can like resize the event and it actually stays this time. And then you can like do events on top of each other. There's all day events. So you can move the event like one day. And then I'm still working on this. This is going to be something that I'm not really going to worry about the implementation because the functionality is there, but it doesn't look that great. So I'm just going to kind of skip over the fact that it doesn't look that great for now. But here, like the all-day event, you can see there's like singular all-day events and then multi all-day events. It doesn't work right now when you wrap. This is next week. They have little arrows in the top. But if you wrap it around, so say this is on Monday, it doesn't show right here. So that's something I have to fix. That would actually be a functionality, something pretty important. But the next thing I'm going to be working on starting now is actually, I'm going to go to the code. I'm working on getting the tasks sorted out. So I'm working with the coding agent to kind of understand what is the best format to do it and how it should be implemented. At first, I'm doing the database implementation of making the new table, and then I'm going to be actually implementing it into the calendar grid. And then the way tasks work, if you don't know, tasks have a duration instead of set events. So they would be starting at whenever the next interval is. So there's 15-minute intervals on the calendar, which you can choose from. And then starting at the next 15-minute interval, you can choose a task which has a duration instead of a set start and end point, so that you can just do tasks whenever you have time in between your events. So, and then if you have like the current time, if you have an event right here, the task will be whenever the next 15-minute interval is instead of overlapping with the event. So I have to get that sorted out. That's going to be the next thing I'm working on. And then that is having the tasks done is when I could really start using the calendar myself and then start sending it out to people so that they can help test and send feedback on things that I think I should implement. Although I already have a lot of things that on my mind that I'm going to try to implement. But I just want to do a demo just to show where I'm at. And then hopefully in a few weeks, I'll do another demo, or maybe I'll do a demo when I get the next implementation to show like what is the progress on the app.